Hello, hello, guys. Welcome to Live with Jacqueline Valdez. I'm super excited to be here today. So today's guest, we are going to be talking to the Bronx King freestyle, and we are going to be talking to Lazaris, the top Don. So welcome to the show.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. So how's your day been going?
Oh my God, amazing. I was souped up and, I'm hyped to be here. I'm a fan. I still watch your show, Jacqueline, regardless of what, of course.
Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So excited to have you here today.
Same here. Same pleasure to be here.
Yes, yes, yes. So tell me how you got your nickname.
Oh, my nickname comes from a musical dynasty. It comes from both of my uncles. Arsenio Rodriguez, who played the tres, most famous Cuban singer in all of Cuba, and my other uncle, Alfredo Armenteros Chocolate, which they both have streets renamed after them, one in the Bronx and one in 116th in Harlem. They were called the Don Fathers of Salsa. And all I did was carry on the legacy traditionally as, the descendant.
I love it so much. So tell us a little bit about your journey, because you are, named the Bronx King of Freestyle. Have you always been freestyling, rapping in the music industry? Just there's so much I want to know. Tell us.
Yes, of course. This comes from, this musical gene comes from a bloodline and descendant family. So music is naturally in my blood. I've been making music since around 9-10 years old, I've been in the music industry professionally, we could say already, since I was about 15. I've written music for people, done many different other journeys, even from the production side, even from exploring all ends and fields. Like, I'm just really in love with music, you can tell.
Wow, I love it so much. I feel like music is just it's life. It creates emotions, energy. It lifts your spirit up. It's creative. It's just, it makes the world a better place.
Yes, completely. And as far as freestyling, I freestyle since a very young age. And what happened was the reason they called me the king of freestyle was because I was always able to think on the spot, no matter what huge platform it was, and be able to still deliver.
Wow, that's pretty exciting. That's pretty cool. I love it so much. And you have such a unique voice. It's just so rich and so unique.
Thank you. Everybody on my laugh. A lot of times when people hear me, they're like, is that your older brother? Your voice is deep. And then, I get it a lot from being a baritone. So, I'm used to it already.
Wow. How do you take care of your instrument, and how do you keep it so, rich?
Well, at the end, of course, the body is the temple. So I try to take care of myself. Before, a lot of people that knew me, I was much heavier. I changed a lot of my eating habits, my resume, to make sure that I preserve myself. There's different things that I don't do. There's certain times where you won't see me at a certain level peak my voice, or don't have to. Why? Because training it, I know that that's my instrument. I do exercise as much as I can, and I do practice some forms of meditation to be able to keep myself at ease.
I love it so much. Yeah, that's so true. Your body is your instrument, and it's really crucial to take care of it. A lot of people kind of, get into the industry and then they forget to keep practicing, or forget to keep honing in on taking care of your instrument.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. And I love that. You said you take time to meditate, to center yourself, to listen and say no when you need to say no to stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, that's really important. So tell me about some of your influences growing up in the music industry.
Well, of course, of course, of shout out to both my uncles. Of course, they always, two of the first influences. Then, of course, some of the main hip hop pioneers, Fat Joe, Coogee Rap, Big Pun, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One. Of course, my brother, one of my closest friends, the infamous Amadeus, who I work with now. Those were all influences for me coming up. Of course, the Terror Squad, being from the Bronx. So I always wanted to keep that, kind of like Latino machismo. Shout out to all my Latinos, para toda mi gente ahí que son Latino, que saben, que soy cubano y puertorriqueño. For those that don't know, I'm Cuban and Puerto Rican, so of course that's always in there. So it's always wanting to just keep up that legacy, that tradition, and yeah. I'm from the Bronx. So, in the Bronx, we all about hip hop and salsa and movimiento, so it's all about that.
I love it. And I love that you're so true to your culture, to your heritage, and that you really bring that out. And you're such a huge inspiration to people in the community.
Thank you. Yes, I try to keep on now, as much as I can and push forward, the way my uncles wanted.
Yeah, I love that so much. That must be so exciting that it's all in the family, and they must be super proud of you.
Yes, of course. I know right now I'm getting ready to, create history and remix two of their songs that were from 1970 in Cuba. So people can look forward to that in my next album and project coming out.
Very exciting. Whoop, whoop. Can't wait. Yeah, I was going to ask what future things you have coming up for you.
Well, right now we have a lot of future events. We have my new album coming out. It'll be called The Life of the Dawn. Besides that, my first album is out called Success in My Path Volume 1 on all platforms available. Pardon me, excuse me. This Saturday, I will be performing, and this is an amazing thing for me to say, with my council member, here in the Bronx. Rafael Salamanca, away La India, will be hitting the stage, right where the street is renamed after my uncle. So, this is like an amazing experience.
I love it. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. That's so exciting. And we get to witness this. Woohoo!
Yes.
I love it so much. Yeah, I'm so excited to see your journey and just seeing from, when I first got introduced to you and some of the stuff that you're doing, you're really going full force and you're really just hustling. And I have so much respect for that.
Thank you.
Being a hard worker and talented.
Yes, of course. You always have to keep your foot on the gas, like I tell everyone, So you'll see me here now. You'll see me on tour. You'll see me in all places across the world. I'm never biased. I'm always willing to perform and always ready to put on.
I love it. Yeah. And you're such a huge inspiration to kids now too.
Yes.
So, tell me about some of the stuff that you've done with some of the community and the kids.
Okay. So doing things for like the community. So, I work with the organization called Guns Down, Life Up. Our message is to spread to the children, to keep a positive lifestyle, to spread a message, to pick up a microphone and put down the weapons and violence and artillery. Then I've worked with many different other nonprofit organizations in my area and community. And it's just always about giving back from your area. Showing the youth and the development, showing the elderly and the people in the neighborhood that, even if you come from a corrupt and run down society and even through a pandemic, that you can still be able to prosper and move forward as long as you're doing things graciously and putting God first and making sure que todo lo gente conocen que viene de adentro. So I let them know as long as it all comes from inside, you'll always do everything the right way.
Yes, I love that so much. And it's so needed because the kids are the future. And, they need that inspiration. The arts always seem to be pushed aside, and the arts are so important. Music is so important, and singing and rapping and just culture is so important. It's so needed.
Correct. Right now we're seeing a lot of young talent and, a lot of young talent, starting to sweep the nation. I have a couple of close friends of mine that have children that are very talented. I've seen 13, 14-year-olds do amazing things that you won't even expect. So, people, don't be afraid now to listen to the youth because you can learn something. I still listen every day.
Yeah. And I love that. And I love that you are so open to young talent and to being inspired by anyone, don't matter what age, and where they come from. It's talent's talent.
Of course, this is a cultural art that we always have to keep on for generations and legacies on,
Yes, I love that so much. So your album, how long did it take you to create it?
Wow, I created my album in a month and a half, and a lot of people were like, whoa, you gave us 22 tracks. Like, where was your mind state at? Like, what were you thinking? And like I tell people, I'm kind of like, look at me like Geppetto. When I get into a series or sequence, I'm just vividly painting and I won't stop until the masterpiece is done. And, I recorded a lot more tracks, but when I felt it, this project, I felt so strong because I did everything on the project.
Wow. That's really exciting. Yeah. And I love that you said it's like you're painting with music. You know?
I have fun with it. I make sure that I stroke articulately and, I let go when I need to.
Nice. Wow. So you did every position. You did writing, singing, creating.
Yes, I did writing, singing, creating. I'm the one who picked out the beats. I'm the one who purchased the beats. I'm the one who said, okay, I want these features. Like, it was really everything on me. Shout out to my brother, the infamous Amadeus. He helped me organize the track arrangement. And, I remember when I first came to him and I told him, we're going to do this. And he was like, you're really determined. And I made sure that, I got it done.
Yeah, I love that. There's no stopping you. You're just going to do it and get it done. What
Yeah.
words of advice would you give someone who is wanting to step into that role and wanting to get, off the streets, or who is wanting to create an album or create something and they don't even know where to even begin?
Well, one of the first things you want to do is make sure that you have a connection with yourself and your audience and your targeted people. You want to make sure that at the end, before you're leaving, and not saying that you have to, because I know some people that still maintain and keep their 9 to 5. Me, I happen to be self-employed, and I run my own marketing company and firm and employ others. But I never deny people to always keep a form of work, a 9 to 5, to make sure you have a source of income to do what you have to do. Why? Because even away from being a music artist, you still need a budget. And while needing a budget, budgets are used to create partnerships and relationships with other people that will extend your music career further, because, people don't move for free. Just like Wall Street, people don't do things at the end without being paid. Everybody has a position. There's always a campaign. There's always something. And it's not until heavy, maybe about 1 to 2 years, that you've already been into the music industry, solid, building contacts, building your portfolio, going out to shows, making sure that you have a musical TV and radio presence, that people start to become tangible and acknowledge what you're doing.
I love that. You just dropped so many gems, so many good words of advice. It's so true. You really have to enjoy the journey, and it doesn't happen right away. Like you said, it can take a year or two or longer to develop and to build that repertoire and to, gather it all together. I think a lot of people want things to happen instantly. And, that's the part where a lot of people make that mistake, is not being patient and enjoying the journey.
Correct. And it's like, you need to enjoy the journey, because without enjoying the journey, you won't blossom and benefit of your career.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. I love that. Blossom in your career.
Yes.
Beautiful. I love it. So how did you get so creative with freestyling? So things just kind of pop up in your head. Do you read a lot of books?
Yes, that's amazing that you say that. I am a heavy reader. I read all of the weirdest content, Jacqueline. Not even being funny. Like, seriously, I read the stuff that you won't actually normally think, something that grandma was reading, something that you'd be like, you really read this? And I'm like, yeah, it's just passive information. A lot of times, people don't realize, as a master of ceremony and as an artist, your job is kind of like to give people the evaluation of what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
So remember, if you don't have a subject and topic, and you're just always rhyming about the same thing, and it'd be like, all right, he's all right, I like his flow, but I can understand what he's talking about. So it's like, you always have to have some kind of subject to relate to. And then I've learned that music, articulately, is predominantly owned, I'm sorry, by beautiful women like yourself and elderly older women, more than males. You'll laugh. A lot of males that you actually know, they actually stream the music more than purchasing it. And we've learned this. A lot more women purchase the music to keep it everlasting. So I've learned that you have to make timeless music.
Yes, that's so true. Is there anyone that you would want to work with?
Oh my God, you have to be more clear than that. As far as subject, what do you mean? You mean as far as R&B?
Wow. As far as singer, musician, dancers,
wow.
Really,
if it came to singers, I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely going with Chris Brown. I'm sorry, letting people know. One of my favorites, hands down, off the rip. I also love Bobby Valentino very much. I like him. I love Drake, of course. So, of course, I would love to do something with Drake. That's as far as males. Last, I would do Miguel, Mr. Adorn Her. I like him very much. Nice. As far as females, wow. Shout out to Alicia Keys. Of course, I would love to do something with somebody like Keisha Cole, Mary J. Blige, of course. And then in Spanish, come on. I'm from the Bronx, we gotta say J-Lo, you already know. Then of course Cardi B, you understand what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it. Yes, so many talented people with so much deep words and really making an impact in the world with their voice and their talents.
Yes, of course. And then if I'm bringing it to the Bronx, you know, I got to say Fat Joe and, of course, A Boogie and French Montana. You know, the big names, the people that are doing what they're doing right now for the borough.
Yes. Shout out. So you guys heard it here first.
Yes.
Manifest. I love it. So how do you stay so centered doing all these multiple roles?
Well, if I didn't show you, but, you know, I have on my website, if you go, it's www.top.empire.com. I have an article where I give up 10 mental health tips to artists and to people on what they should do and reflect themselves while they're trying to be successful in this music industry. And I really follow these tips. I'm sorry, I follow them directly. One of them, of course, is self-preservation, where I take time out to myself. I don't care. I take out 30 minutes throughout the day where I'm like, woosah. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, yes, let's breathe. Let's go on my spiritual journey and God, deep cleansing, doing whatever I can to myself to be able to do what I call Sham Nashung. And by Sham Nashung, that means that I just block out everything else, almost in my cerebral vortex, and I just see myself in a plain room with all this energy pulsating and moving forward.
I love it. I'm going to steal that. I can't wait to go look and see what your tips are, because I'm going to follow them. You've inspired me.
Of course. I'll make sure I directly send you the link to you personally so that way you can have it. Of course.
Yes. I love it so much. Was there anything else that you wanted to tell the viewers?
Yes, of course. I want the viewers to look at all the new music that I have. Right now, I have a new song out with Corey Guns called I'm Coming, produced by Cover from Tommy Boy Records. Also, rest in peace to DMX. We have the DMX tribute out called Legend of the Dog, featuring Hocus 45. You know, all the proceedings will be going to DMX and his family. I'm asking people to, you know, please kindly make sure that they're watching the video, commenting, giving feedback, because anything helps, you know?
Yeah, I love it. And I love that you're using your platform to help other artists and to make a difference and to really help the community stay together and united.
Yes, of course. And I want to, you know, give you a shout out and see your platform. I see everything that you do and the amazing opportunity you give to me and to other people. You know, we appreciate what you do as well.
Oh, thank you so much. I have so much love for you.
Of course.
Sure.
And you know, anytime. Anything
yes, I'm
to
super
try to push me forward or push this platform forward. You know, when I watch, I see that you even interview one of my close friends. Shout out to International Nova. You know, I see a lot of different people that's here, that's working, that's doing what they need to do. And it's just amazing.
Oh, yeah. I've been so blessed to have so many incredible beings from around the world. That's one thing I do have to say with thank you with COVID and quarantine is having amazing conversations like we're having now. And
Yeah.
I've been attracted to a lot of really magnetic, energetic, inspiring individuals. And it's been a blessing. So I'm really honored to have you here.
Yes, the same thing here. And then, you know, of course, I want people to get in tune with the art of freestyle. I want people to realize that, you know, it's still alive. It's still here. And all we have to do is practice, because practice makes perfect. And people don't believe it, but I tell them all the time, the greatest of the greatest still practice.
Yeah.
And I still practice, you know, regardless of what. Sometimes even my family might think I'm insane when I'm rhyming and, you know, the mirror to myself or whatever, but you have to be ready. And of course, today I would love to demonstrate, you know, on the show whenever you're ready at the end.
Yes. I love it so much. Yes. And I love that you said that is you have to practice. And I think that's one of the things that's so amazing about you and why people are drawn to you is not just because of your kind heart and you're super humble, but you do hustle, you do practice, you do work hard. And there's so much respect for that.
Yes, of course. You can't basically become successful without the fundamentals. So that's what I want to show people. I don't bypass them. I still practice the tradition and show support and respect to the others that have created this culture, because if not, they wouldn't have paved the way open for us.
I love it so much. Yes. So what is it that you want to be remembered for?
Oh, the first thing I want to be remembered for is having the key to the Bronx. Okay. And I'm going to make sure and manifest and put it out to the world. I will get the key to the Bronx. The reason why is because away from being an amazing artist, in my heart, I'm an amazing philanthropist. And I see different things for my borough and my community. And I want to be able to get a Bronx street renamed after me, just like my uncle did.
Oh my God, I'm going to cry. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. And you already are making such a huge inspiration, and you already are so known and inspiring to so many people around the world. I'm so excited to follow your journey and just see all the things unfolding for you. And you guys heard it here first. It's going to
Yeah.
happen. I believe it.
Yes, it definitely is. You know, it started happening already just by the community leaders asking me to come and perform. You know, that's very big in my district, and I'm very honored as a Latino to put on for my community, you know?
Yeah, it's so important, definitely, especially being Latino and being a voice for, the culture, because in the past, a lot of that was not very present, and there haven't been a lot of icons in the Latino community, which is sad. But now,
Correct.
yeah, things are starting to move forward, and now more Latinos are coming out, and now the world is loving and accepting us.
Yes, of course. And that's the main thing I want them to see, and I want them to get tuned in with the Spanglish music that we'll be coming in with, because we're showing them that we're giving them the real essence. You know, you even hear beats from tongue, you know, so it's authentic, you know.
Yeah, I love it so much. Speaking of your authentic self, will you end us with some freestyling today?
Yes, of course. So you know, I'll start off with something like I remember being in my borough and choked. I remember being in my borough and culture and captivated. Before they started listening to me, I had to make it. It was more music that they had and it had to make it. But I was thinking about my uncle, my life, and my aspirations. Para mi gente, my life, for the hip hop game and mi cultura, for everybody that wouldn't listen before I started changing, just like Aventura. I remember I used to cook up before they started to look up and look at everybody on the low. But that was when mommy and papi was cooking me beans and arroz.
I love it. Oh my
You
God.
know, so we got to show them. So you see what I showed them? A mezcla, you know, a mix of English and Spanish, so they could see that you can combine both fusions and give double fusions, you know?
Yes, I love it. Double fusions.
Yes.
I love it. You are so incredibly talented. It has been so much
Thank
fun.
you.
And
It's
such
been
a
amazing.
pleasure.
Thank you. It's been an amazing time. It was like I felt almost welcomed and at home. Like I
Oh.
wasn't even being interviewed. It felt like regular, like we was right here.
Yes, we're just having a fun conversation. Chilling.
Yes.
I love it. And we get some freestyling today.
Yes, of course. As far as on the platform, I would like to give a few shout outs. I would like to shout out to all my sponsors, Gorilla Tone, Success Clothing, the whole Latino community, Rafael Salamanca, of course, Jimmy Swag Sunglasses, Oro de Jalisco, you know, the liquor sponsorship, Richard Rose, Janet Epstein, the infamous Amadeus, I Get At 'Em Records, Lord Sear, and everybody on my team, I Get At 'Em, and the whole Top Down Empire family, you know, and I want to shout out the Army and everybody in my label, you know, thank y'all for everything y'all do. Of course, shout out to you. Shout out to my PR, Jacqueline, as well, too, Martinez, who does all my public work. So I'm so grateful. Shout out to my manager, Lizzie Chanel, you know, I'm just grateful and blessed to have the team and staff that I have, you know.
Yeah, you are very supported. There's so much love for you. And you have such great people around you. Shout out, guys. Lots of love.
But definitely, I can't wait until next time. I thank you for having me on the platform and being here. And I salute to anything that you do. And, you know, anything you need from me, we're there 110%.
Awesome. Yay. It has been so much fun. And we will definitely keep in touch, and we will definitely have to have another fun conversation again.
Yes, we definitely will. Thank you for having me on the platform. You have a blessed day, and thanks to everyone out there.
Yes, you too. Thank you. Thank you for illuminating the world.
Bendiciones a todos, para toda la gente que habla en español. Tenemos nada más unificación adentro de nosotros. Much love, yeah.
Much love. Thank you. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in and watching Live with Jacqueline Valdez, illuminating the world one voice at a time. Lots of love and light. Thank you, guys. Take care.